Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel for another plan with me today. Today I am using the SaucyStickersCo kit Wild Child, and it is totally not a new to me shop. I've been using her kit for a very long time now, and they are some of my favorites. You'll see why in a second, but this has to be one of my favorite spreads in a bit of time. And I actually didn't follow the glitter header pattern that I've been doing for the past couple of weeks. I've actually just kind of went in with my older style with a little bit of a flair to it, using a lot more foil stickers, and I really love how it turned out. Full disclosure though, this is probably going to be the best spread of September or leading into September, because September was a hot mess and I actually didn't write down too many things I did, especially when it came to the weekend. So we will see how those spreads turn out. But for today, I am doing the second part of the Get to Know Me tag. If you did not catch part 1, I'll leave a link in the description and or the cards. So go and make sure to check it out. I also went ahead and explained where I've been and kind of like my MIA-ness. And out of pure coincidence, my great friend on YouTube, Anna, the Organized Millennial, is also doing the Get to Know Me tag. She did part 1 last week, so I'll leave her channel and the link to her video also in the cards and in the description. Make sure and check her video out. And with that, I am just going to get straight into the video. Again, this is the Get to Know Me tag by Planner Addict on Instagram. Her links are also going to be in the description. So continuing on with the Get to Know Me tag, it was number 8, which is an event that helped build you. So not necessarily an event, but probably a moment in my life was honestly probably when I took a job in Minneapolis. And if for those of you who don't know, I am a California native. I've been here, I lived here almost all my entire life basically, and so I've never really stepped out and explored other options. And not only that, when I went to college, I also went to a college very close to home, so home was always easily accessible, and as a result I felt like I didn't have that moment away from family ever, honestly. And I thought that that moment where I moved over to Minneapolis for, I want to say like 4 months, it was probably one of the most life-changing, life-building events in my life, just because I learned to be a lot more independent and also just kind of like value family even more, since they're not always there in that moment, but also learning how to live on my own and also handle like the life-work balance in a totally different way. Also, I met some of my very great friends in Minneapolis, and for that I'm always thankful. And then number 9 is a serendipitous, so I cannot say this word, but basically something that you didn't want to happen but ended up being for the best. It has to be here's something that happened, and it was honestly the crappiest moment ever, which is basically all the isms in my workplace. It was ageism, sexism, racism, and I've experienced all of that. For those of you who don't know, I'm a fairly young still, or at that moment I was fairly young in a traditionally older workforce, and I basically experienced a whole lot of isms in there, and I learned how to deal with it, and I learned that I should not, just take it and actually stand up and be strong for myself. And it ended up being for the best in that sense, because I also learned to grow a lot from it and learned how to handle and deal with these situations. So question number 10 is, if you could get all your subscribers in one room, what would you say? Wow, I don't really know. First of all, I would say thank you for subscribing to my content, and I'm so glad you're enjoying it. But also I would want to just know how all of you guys are doing and what kind of things you're looking forward to in 2021, since I know right now we're all kind of stuck at home and not really have much to do. And for that, I'm also happy to be providing these videos, hopefully to be able to entertain you while you're working, because I know it could be kind of lonely right now, since I know I am, since I'm working from home and I'm kind of just by myself all the time, instead of like actually being able to interact with my coworkers and or have those like water cooler talks, So question 11 is, what is my favorite show? So I don't really have like an ongoing favorite show. It kind of changes from time to time. But the one show that I stuck through time and time again was Grey's Anatomy, like up until last season, to be completely honest. But honestly, the last season severely disappointed me, so I've made the ultimate decision to just stop watching it. But up until then, Grey's Anatomy was my favorite show. Nowadays, I don't really watch that many shows. I'm currently watching Nurse Ratched, so that's, I guess, my current favorite show that I'm watching right now. Number 12, what is my biggest fear? Oh, this is hard honestly, I'm not scared of like spiders or bugs or anything like that, but one thing I'm really scared of is heights. I don't know why, but I've never liked heights. If I go even up, like if someone picks me up just a little bit, I just get so nauseous and I get so scared. And like being dropped from like a picked up height isn't even that scary, but to me it's just like, it just makes me queasy and scared and not fun at all, to be completely honest. So my biggest fear is heights. So number 13 asks, how accurate is your planner and are you always as productive as your plans seem? I think on my decorative plan with me, you get a really good realistic view about what my plans are because they are memory planning. If you guys don't know, I actually use the Jinbun Tech Show, so it's an hourly weekly planner, and I actually plan everything in that planner, and that's how I remember what to write down, even though you're seeing these plans like months in the past. So yeah, I would say that for my spreads, they're fairly accurate, my decorative spreads, but for my work planner, the Jinbun Tech Show, I would say it's on and off. There are weeks where I would have like a bunch of things listed and they are really not that productive, and then there are times that it isn't. I actually haven't posted a Jinbun Tech Show spread in a while, so let me know if you guys are interested in that on my Instagram. I know they kind of look the same throughout like time and time again, and it's because I try to keep it as functional as possible and what works for me. And number 14 asks, what intimidates you about the planning community? Well, I would have to say like it's just how much trends or how many trends there are. I feel like I'm never caught up on trends, and I'm not one to really like try to hop onto trends, but it seems like there really is like a geared towards preference on trends. So like when a current trend is popular, that current spread or that current video is the one that trends the most. And I think that's kind of intimidating. If it gives you like this hive mentality, whether when either you're like fully on it or not, and then if you're on it, it really does like bump up your posts, bump up your videos and things like that. And I think that's kind of intimidating. Question number 15 is, what is your strength and weaknesses? Am I being interviewed here to quote Love Shira on her video? My strengths is that I think I'm a pretty easy person to talk to. I'm relatively conversational and I'm really open, but my weakness is always like the self-doubt. I always self-doubt myself. I always think that, this is not good enough, or what I'm doing is not good enough. I'm always comparing myself to other people, which I know you're not supposed to do, but it is something that I struggle with just because it's just not just in planning community in general, just in my work, in my life. I always struggle with comparison just because as a traditional Asian family, I felt like I was compared to a lot across like my siblings and also my cousins, and I guess that just kind of ingrained into me, and I'm trying really hard to outgrow that. 16, what is my best childhood memory? Okay, it has to be the one where I was probably like in middle school, and for some reason my brother just turned to me randomly like during one of our drives. Like we're just parked in a parking lot waiting for my dad to come out of work, and then he turned to me and he asked, is your hand bigger than your face? And I was like, no, obviously not. Like of course my hand's not bigger than my face. Like I was so confident, and then he just made me doubt myself. It's like, are you sure about that? You should really check because I don't think it is. And I kept like going back and forth with him, like, what are you talking about, bro? Like literally, like there's no way your hands can be bigger than your face. And he says, well, why don't you put it up to your face and see? So I put it up, and then he slaps my hand into my face, and I cried so hard. Like I know this is supposed to be my favorite childhood memory, but and I know it says that I'm crying, but I thought it was really funny after the fact, because I was just like, I knew that he was pulling a trick on me, but he managed to just like talk me into doing it, and then I just got slapped in the face because of it. So I thought that's kind of like a funny moment now looking back. So number 18, and we're getting to the end of this, and I don't think I'm that close to finishing the video, so I might add on a couple of more descriptors or some things about myself. But number 17 asks, what is my favorite movie? So hands down, before I started dating my current boyfriend, I don't watch movies at all. Like, I don't go out to watch movies. I am not a huge movie goer. I just don't. I don't know why. Maybe because I'm like one of those people who sit and kind of like has to shake their leg, has to be moving around and fidget a lot, so I'm not the best person in a movie theaters. Nowadays, as a child, but nowadays I think I can keep to myself. But I think that's why I never really watched any movies, so I didn't get into the habit of going to movie theaters. But my favorite movie has to be like, I want to say Avengers Endgame. I think that was like I just love the beginning and the end of it. I love the Marvel movies. I think that's really what got me to even going to the movie theaters in the first place. But oh my gosh, I love like the beginning of it, how it was just like it seemed like it was all resolved in like just a snap, like how it started, but it really didn't. And then it goes down and it talks a lot about like the sacrifices and everything, and I think Thor has to be the most realistic character that I can hashtag relate to after I read somebody's post about how Thor basically went through depression because of everything that has happened to him, and that's why he has the weight gain, that's why he doesn't care about anything, and that's why he kind of like became lazy and isn't like that character that we all grew to love in the first couple of series. And honestly, I think he's just a great actor. I really liked how he portrayed Thor in that sense. Number 18 is, which TV subscription do you use the most? I have no idea. I have four. I have Hulu, I have Netflix, I have, what's it called? The one where Game of Thrones was on it, and then the Amazon Prime. I think Netflix is the one I use the most, to be honest, because it has the most current shows, and the other ones are playing catch up. But nowadays, I think Hulu and everything is getting there. Gosh, I want to go back and say, what is your favorite TV show? And then I want to just address this. Game of Thrones was like one of the first long series TV shows that I thoroughly enjoyed. And for those of you who haven't watched it, just finish it at like season 4 and call it a day. Anything after that was just makes me so upset. Like the last season made me so upset because of just how poorly it was done. And honestly, the entire show was just pitch black in the dark, so I couldn't even see anything. Me and my very poor eyesight, I know. Now, yeah, so favorite, the TV subscription I use the most, Netflix probably, and then second most is Hulu. Those two are pretty close to each other. And with that, we have question 19, which is, what other YouTube genres do you watch? Oh, I love the tea spill channels, guys. I live a pretty quiet life for the most part, so I love watching the tea spill drama ones, and then I just love hearing about what's going on, keeping up to date with the kind of like the beauty community, the makeup community, and all of that. Nowadays, I don't watch that too much anymore. I'm more migrating towards like, I want to say like those interactive, talkative ones. So let me just go on my YouTube and see which one I do. Like the Try Guys pod or the Try Guys. I love James Welsh. I love Simply Nailogical. Those are kind of like the types of videos that I really like and enjoy. Of course, aside from all my YouTuber friends and all of the planner videos, I love the planner videos. I think I binge watch them so much. I always have them in the background while I'm at work, since I work in tech, so basically I have 2 or 3 monitor screens all at once, so I don't need to use all of them. So YouTube video is always playing on the background of one of the videos or one of the monitors. And with that, this video is coming to an end. I didn't get to the last question, though I don't really know the answer to the last question is, what quote do you live by? Because I'm not really like a quotes person per se, so I don't really have one on top of my head. So this about wraps up my plan with me for the week. I hope you enjoyed this video and got to know me a little bit better. Honestly, I thought this kit was so perfect to start off fall. It's giving off that like still summery but fall vibes for me to get started. And again, The September spreads are going to be a little bit rough. Here I am going through the leftover sticker kits from SaucyStickersCo. As you can see, I managed to use most of them this time around. And here is a little wiggle, and with that I will see you on Wednesday for another video. Bye!